Okay, a beautiful Bonzaar welcome to all. This episode, we'll take a look back at the Embers Not-A-Burn, or Renegade Dwarf, or I'd like to call it Adventurous Camping. We'll reflect back at some of the highlights and magical moments, discuss all the shenanigans and fuckery, the controversies and community co-creations and future and learnings, and all the burning points from that long weekend. This episode will be a good reference point for the future generations to decide on whether Embers was a burn or not. The Gen Alphas can continue this debate in years to come, I think. So, holy dooly, what a whirlwind month we had there. Few couple of weeks. Welcome back, Cris. How you going?
Thanks, Stevan. Yeah, what a crazy couple of weeks that was. Getting ready for Embers, Not-A-Burn, and then having to pack my bag and head down to Melbourne for the Bonzaar gathering, which was amazing. Yeah, it was a pretty hectic couple of weeks, hey?
Well, joining us on this panel, we also have some other burners, some first-time burners, returning burners. Let's just introduce you guys, yourselves, guys. We've got Cruiser.
Hey.
We've got Tarsha and Peter.
Hey, everyone.
Good evening. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, pleasure to be here.
So let's give a bit of context about this, what we're doing with this episode. The devastation of Burning Seed not happening. So I've provided a timeline that I sent to you guys detailing how we all converged, and maybe some other people also, maybe there was a diversion as well if people were just looking at going to Seed. But we all came together. I've got a timeline here. So on January the 9th, 2025 was when Burning Seed announced that there was going to be a burn, or January the 14th, that they announced the theme for it, Metamorphosis. Now, the key dates that I've got here is, let's focus on May the 7th, 2025, when unfortunately Burning Seed had to cancel the event. And from that point on, there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of debate as well online. So let's talk about how we all sort of like got together. This was not planned or scripted, but we ended up at this little event called Embers.
Yeah, I can't speak for others, but you always remember the kind of couple of weeks where you know there's a Renegade Burn's going to happen. Someone's going to step up and organize it, but you don't know who it is, and it's really stressful. Like, oh, am I talking to the right people? Like, who's going to organize the Renegade Burn? Or do we have to find out a new venue? Like, really quite stressful. I don't know what other people's experience was.
Yeah, I was excited for my first burn. A friend told me about Burning Seed, and I had it in the calendar. I've got kids, so I've organised the kids and all that kind of thing, organised work. And then when it was cancelled, I thought, oh, what am I going to do that weekend now? So when there was rumours of this Embers burn, which I'd never heard of before, let alone the Devon Lounge, who I think was the main membership, as I understand it. Yeah, when I got an email link to that, I thought, great, I'm in.
Yeah, for me, so I'm the return burner here, coming back after many years away, and had this sort of random idea one day to go back to Burning Seed, and Googled it, and lo and behold, it was happening in a few months. And that sort of led to putting in a microcamp application. Why not? And so I was planning to run a very small camp called Reset, and we were so excited. We were organising art and getting everyone, bringing all these virgins, my friends, to my camp, and then super devastated when, unfortunately it had to be cancelled. So I was kind of in those, theme camp organizer chats, and someone, well, we all know who, suggested that there might be a Renegade Burn, I suppose, as it's being called. And I just wrote back straight away. I said, yep, our Camp Reset will be there. We'll do anything we can help with. And it was a really incredible couple of days and even week of just people coming together, figuring things out. And I think the whole thing was, again, you'll have a better timeline than me, but it felt like we had about 4 weeks in my mind to get from, oh, nothing's happening now, to actually we're on paddock. Are we calling it paddock? I'm not sure. But to get together and to celebrate as we had planned. So it was a really beautiful coming together of community.
And a tactical level of organising for someone, a relatively new burner as well, just like the keenest and most, efficient human that exists, to pull together 400 people event, a huge budget, huge bunch of crews into a single place in only 4 weeks is like a testament to, humanity.
I was impressed with how quickly it came together. I didn't think it could come together that quickly. And on arrival, I thought this is amazing, knowing that it was a 4-week plan.
Well, how would you guys describe this whole experience then? The Embers, how was it?
It was fun. So much fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a Burning Seed in 2025. The theme was metamorphosis, and I think nothing showed metamorphosis or embodied metamorphosis more than Embers. It was a wild party. It was silly. It was the level of silliness and bizarre memes that didn't make sense is unlike everything I've ever seen, and it was just hilarious. And it was like it was definitely the burn we deserved and were after. It was so much fun.
I agree with the silliness factor, and I often tell this story to people who don't know anything about this. And it was this wonderful experience where I've come out of the hall, and my friend was behind me in the hall. Drew's standing there on the balcony, right, and he's dressed like a goose. Okay, and he's talking to Lucy, whose paddock name is Goose. Anyway, I have a chat to them. I leave. Then my friend Awkward comes to me later on. He goes, "Oh, I got stuck talking to the goose, and the goose said this, and the goose said that." And I said to her, "You're talking about Drew, yeah, dressed as a goose?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, you know the girl who he's talking to?" And she says, "No." I said, "Her name's Goose as well. So you're actually talking to geese, right?" And this whole conversation about the goose and then together they're being geese, that kind of silliness and the laughter that comes after that, I love that. I love the wordplay. I love the silliness. I know what you mean, Peter. It's fantastic.
Would you also call it invigorating after the experience? Rejuvenating?
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. I came back and I just wanted to be straight away back into it, to something. It was like an emptiness and a readiness to go again, which I think is lucky for our community because we do have events and burns coming up nearby as well. So, yeah, I think the silliness was a really, really key theme as well. And also just for me, I guess, reconnection. So it has been, I think my last burn in New South Wales was 2017. It's a really long time. And so to come back and then to see people who've been in the community who have built and built and built and bringing their gifts, their offerings, and always, you know, with a smile, with a conversation, with a hug. It was really incredible to see that commitment from people as well to the burn and to the community. So I think that's also a testament to, you know, I sort of struggle with this question myself as a return burner of like the why. Like, why do we burn? What do we get out of it? What's the point? And I don't really have the words for it, but I think that's part of it, is that we find a sort of communal meaning in the silliness and the connections and the community and the building and everyone's unique talents and gifts coming together to create something that is really spectacular and quite unique in the world. I think there's nothing quite like a burn.
To add to that, the silliness and all this, you know, what the burn is. I'm very new to festivals in general. So I've done Confest and Embers. That's it, both this year. So Confest, obviously Easter, and then Embers, King's birthday. That's it for me. And so my experience has been very, very small, but I cannot wait for more. So my next one personally will be Underland in Vic because it's close by. Because the other thing too with Burning Seed being cancelled and then going to Wiseman's Ferry, that distance doubled for me. I'm from Geelong. You know, so I've come from driving 6 hours to driving 11 hours. Mate, I'd do it again for sure.
I think Confest might be the gateway drug of festivals to a burn. They're very similar, but, you know, they're quite interesting to compare them as well, the different communities and the way in which the structure actually facilitates different ideas and different values perhaps in the community. But yeah, well, we're grateful that you have found us.
And for you, Cris, the afterglow feeling, how was the Embers afterglow?
Gosh, do you know, like bringing a 3-meter high vulva to the Not-A-Burn for greeters was quite exhausting, actually. I realised when I picked it up, the amazing people I borrowed it from in Sydney, that perhaps I needed something like a theme camp or at least a couple of offsiders to help with the setup. So it was a bit overwhelming, the whole thing in that regard. Like, I thought it went really well, but it was super exhausting for such a quick turnaround.
Just lost Cris there. Oh, sorry. Go back. Sorry, continue.
While she's coming back, I'll say that thing was so heavy. I remember helping putting that thing down on the trailer, and that was very heavy, that structure.
And it certainly got a lot of use, probably the most use of any genitals at the festival.
Yeah.
On Sunday night, was it Sunday night that there was a whole show predicated on a whole bunch of, I think it was led by Sarah Barber and a whole bunch of the Devon Lounge crew and some Bushtuff crew, just like a wonderful retelling of some classic stories through the vulva.
That was the Gremlin show.
The Gremlin show there, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the main contentious kind of talking point of this Embers Burn is the fucking weather. It was pretty cold out there. I actually slept in the igloo one night, woke up to a pair of popsicle flip-flops, and it was the coldest burn I've been to. This is, I've been to the Canberra burns and winter solstice and Modifier in Queensland, but
got below zero.
It was freaking cold. So how did it go for you guys? Did the weather, was it a feature or a bug?
The burn, you got to have it in the cold, don't you?
The first timer knows. You're on board.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really interesting question, and I've seen some discussion in the community as well. And let's be clear, it was very, very cold, and the first night I was absolutely freezing to my bone. But I also didn't put my thermals on. I made mistakes. So, and same with my camp, and every night we sort of improved, adapted. We had community. We had a few from Bougie Doof, some friends giving us some electric blankets to help out my virgins. So, we found ways around it. It was very, very cold. But I think in saying that, so like my first burn was the Burning Man, the big burn. I'm still a baby, I think, but I was a super baby back then, almost 10 years ago. And that is a really challenging condition, physical environment to be in. You've got the dust, it's dry, it's hot, it's a desert where literally nothing lives. So I think there's kind of similarities perhaps in facing the weather and being prepared. But at the same time, I thought there were some really good points that were made around sort of inclusivity and accessibility of the burn, which I can totally see people's perspective. And just general, people were like, I'm miserable, it's cold. And I was like, yeah, I can understand that. You don't want to run around as much when it's cold outside. So.
I can't relate because I had heating in the cabin and I had a large number of electric blankets for when we're sitting around the camp. But if it's any consolation, the last Renegade burn in 2016 at Burning Salvation, we had 100-kilometer wind cyclone wind that picked up all of the gazebos, turned them into projectiles, and destroyed a whole bunch of tents.
Oh, goodness.
So whilst I have complete sympathy for those that were sub-zero camping without electric blankets, at least there was no cyclonic winds.
Yes, and at
That's
least it
true.
didn't rain.
No rain, exactly. Yeah.
No rain. Oh, gosh.
Flooding. There has been flooding on that site before. I was told by friends, and it was like in the camp and in the tents. So I was so grateful. I'm not sure how my review would go if we were flooded.
Especially
in the tent.
The dugongs came from the river as well. And that happens when there's flooding, I'm told. It's a risk.
We'd all have to, pile into someone's car and sleep stacked on top of each other or something. It was maybe in the hall. Maybe the hall would have been a good
barricade against the dugongs.
I was worried about the water, not the dugongs.
But
so how does this compare, Cris, with the Canberra burn? I mean, we do celebrate winter solstice around this time of the year in Canberra in -degrees temperature.
Cris is reporting no sound in the chat.
She's not on the line. Okay, let's talk about the location then. Wiseman's Ferry. Now this is the first time I've actually been there, and I love the site.
How great was it? It was fantastic. It was like, for Sydney-siders, it was like as good as it gets, an hour and a half. And it's like, when you think about the drive, it's some of the greenest drive you can do.
Beautiful.
You get out of the city immediately, you're driving through beautiful national park, and then you arrive at a stunning site, there's a giant vulva there. Like, what more can you ask for? Yeah, and then you had a hall, which, took us back into the days of being, primary school ravers. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. I came from the Central Coast, so we took a slightly different route, but it was absolutely stunning, and I loved camping by the river, even if it was freezing. And yeah, just being being immersed in it. And the hall was the primary school vibe was not my vibe, I will admit, but at least we had a nice warm space inside, and I thought the decor and everything that was done really, like, I saw the photos before and I was going, oh goodness, how are we going to save this space? But then once you were in there, it was very immersive. So well done to everyone coming together.
The venue, Stevan, I think it's an amazing venue. The venue is I think pretty special. As I understand it, 350 is the maximum allowed there, and that's how many we had, I believe. I'd like to see more because there's so much more space on the paddock. And maybe if it's just limited by the facilities, then porta potties are the answer. In fact, we probably need more toilets anyway. And those showers didn't work that well either. But if the venue's capacity is based on facilities, that venue would be awesome with more people and just some porta potties, because it's a wonderful green. I mean, it's isolated. We've got the hall, got all these different areas. We've got the walking, we've got the river. I mean, imagine on a spring day jumping in the river sort of thing. It's a cool place. Very cool.
And there are a surprisingly few number of feasible properties for throwing a burn in New South Wales. Like, you can count, there's like maybe 3 or 4, and if that, and they're all like 4.5 hours away from Sydney. So the problem of where to throw a good burn in New South Wales is currently, some would argue, an unsolved problem.
Yeah.
Or at least how to throw a major, larger burn.
It would be good to have more people on site as well as we get back into things.
Yeah, there's definitely more room to there's more there's more room to grow. Heaps of space there, I think. You see the overview shot. Someone took a drone shot, and you can see how much space there was around, especially around where you were, Tarsha.
Yeah, that's right. We were reset. We were like a chill out camp, so we were right down the end. And we had so much space around us. We could have, I'm not sure if it was allocated for other people or free campers that maybe didn't show, or they camped somewhere else in the end, but we were surrounded by space.
So for Sydney siders, it's about 1.5 hours. For people from Victoria, how long was the drive there?
Oh God, 11 hours.
Goodness.
11 hours. Now,
commitment.
So for Burning Seed, I would have made the trip in one go. I decided to break up my drive getting there. I stayed at a hip camp in Goulburn somewhere. That was cool, but I didn't need to. And on the way home, I thought, you know what, I'll just go. The fact is, if I leave at 9 o'clock in the morning, I get home at 8. And in a normal day, I'd be awake then anyway. So apart from the boredom and the sleepiness of driving, you don't get tired. Well, I don't get tired. I'm used to driving everywhere. But it's a long way, and I would do it again knowing how good it is. But Burning Seed location would be better for me.
Well, then we've got to drive 7
exactly.
hours.
Well, that's it. That's it.
The problem, right?
And I heard both sides of that story, where people who weren't going to go to Burning Seed now did go to Embers because it was closer for the same reason. So
yeah. Interestingly, I know that the main organizer, a legend named Roly, contacted 20 different venues to try and lock in that site. So I think there was what was it? He gave me a number. It was like this number of hours driving was astronomical to do site visits for each of the different sites. I've got his spreadsheet in front of me, and it's like there was 13 that they contacted that I think maybe were visited, 5 that were sort of visited and shortlisted, and then another 7 or so that were contacted but were just not available. So it's kind of, you don't realize how challenging it is to actually get a site that matches such specific requirements of being able to host the art, the rave, the theme camps. It's accessible by two-wheel car. It's like far enough away from the next site that you're not going to get noise complaints. And then also the owners and landowners are like supportive enough to allow you to do something as crazy as burn with 400 people.
Yes, and then to do it all with just a couple of weeks until that date. And I think it was
4 weeks.
Within days of kind of being like, hey, I'm doing this. And then he was on site.
I guess another thing that is incredible is probably how the site was also available to us. Yeah. I mean, could have been someone else could have booked it for their long weekend.
Well, no, Stevan, because of the weather.
Right, yeah.
Well, I reckon
a lot of people off.
there would have been a couple of people who received an email saying, "I'm sorry, your camping trip is cancelled." Although I'm just guessing there, but it's worth noting that the actual landowners have 3 sites there, so it's plausible that they moved on some people to one of the other sites nearby. And on a Sunday morning, I remember a whole bunch of people from the next campsite over doing their like 9 in the morning doing some power walking through the campsite, and I was thinking, what are these people in spandex thinking that we're doing? I was like, what is going on this site?
Yes.
So there was a different party.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was a party or more so.
Perhaps a retreat.
Yes, it looked. I got retreat vibes.
Well, we when we got into the burn, or whatever it is, whatever we're calling it. For me, it's a burn. If it's a burn in your heart, then let it be a burn.
It's a doof, yeah. A renegade doof.
So when we were driving in, we just, got distracted, saw a random road, thought that was the way to go. And we were sort of halfway down it when we went, there's no one on this road. And we had to start backing up. And anyway, someone comes up to us back from Embers and says, oh, don't go down there. There's like a school camping trip or something. And I think, weren't there people going through the river on like canoes or something? Did I imagine that?
Oh.
I might have imagined that part.
Totally imagine. There's heaps of canoes and kayaks there.
There are heaps of canoes. That's an untapped potential. But yeah, so there were definitely, I think it was a school camp or something that was somewhere. But I assume they didn't.
Park next to the sauna.
Hopefully not. So, yeah, I guess they were far away enough that they mustn't have heard us and we didn't hear them, and all is well in the world.
Okay, Cruiser, do you want to tell us your story from the POV of a first-timer? Now, you said that you've been to Confess. Maybe give us a little rundown, because I think a lot of listeners out there will probably don't even know what Confess is.
Yeah, right. Well, okay, so my story is, I guess, I've always been in relationships. Married for 15 years. During COVID, split up. 2.5 months later, I went into another relationship which lasted 3 years. Right. So after that, I've been enjoying just doing my own thing. Right. So I've been single 13 months now. Right. But it's just been awesome, just being able to say, okay, I'm going to lock the house and I'm going to leave. And when I come back, everything's there. So basically what I'm saying is I can go wherever I want and do whatever I want every other week because I've got kids half the time. But I went to Confest with some friends that I have met, and it was amazing. Confest is, 5,000 people, Moolameen, Easter long weekend, lots of theme camps, full of workshops, no amplified music. So the biggest difference for me with Confest versus Embers was just dancing and music. Right? So the only music at Confest was the silent disco and the non-stop African drumming. When I came back home after Confest, I actually had to ask Google to play some African drumming just to dull out that suburban silence that I had on that first morning. But so Confest was amazing, and I told some friends about it. And one of those friends, Jeff, said, I'm going to this Burning Seed. I'm thinking, yep, that sounds great. I'm in. So I was pretty excited about that. Was interested in volunteering. I'm a volunteer firefighter, so I put my hand up for the fart team there. Went through to we had about at least 3 hours worth of meetings, so I felt pretty well prepared for the Burning Seed.
Did you know what Burning Seed was, or even Burning
Man?
Well,
I've always wanted to go to Burning Man. That's just a festival that I've always looked at and thought, that's amazing. So when I heard that Burning Seed was actually a thing, I thought, wow, that's cool. I couldn't have imagined it being very Burning Man-like in June. But I thought we'll give it a go anyway. So Burning Seed cancelled, disappointed. Then I heard about Embers, got the email link, and I was in straight away. And again, put my hand up for volunteering. So that was cool too, because again, just knowing the one person volunteering, I thought by the time I got there, I'd known this, the fart team already, and it was really, really cool. And getting there and being able to actually talk to people that I knew, to introduce myself and say, hey, nice to meet you in person, all that kind of thing. We had a meeting in the morning. I've got my fire gear on. I'm driving around the golf cart with care. We're just checking out barrels and setting up barrels and getting wood and talking to people. And
yeah, I got a lift from you as well. From the golf cart.
Well, yes. What did I do for you?
You just gave me the directions to go up to the hill.
That's right. Yes.
The top of that mountain.
Yes, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. So it
was a religious climber.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just so cool driving around and doing it. My shift the next day, because I was on with with, oh my God, I can't remember his name. He's going to kill me. But he was one of the organisers and wasn't heavily involved patrolling with me, right?
Was it Jimmy?
Jimmy. So I had the golf cart to myself, basically, and I just thought, well, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go there. Do you need anything? Do you need any wood? And it was just cool. I was just driving around doing stuff. I was dressed as the sexy firefighter with the overalls. I did have tape on my nipples, like these little black crosses, but that was because it was so cold the previous day. I actually had chafed nipples.
Oh, goodness.
So I wasn't trying to be kinky or anything. That was a legit thing. But again, just the silliness. And driving around, and then the golf cart wasn't working, so I've taken it apart on the road and trying to work out if there's something wrong with the carby and all that kind of thing. And I worked out the choke was just a little bit fiddly, and it's Dale's cart, and he was telling me about it. And, it was just cool, just having nothing, because as a fiery too, nothing's on fire except Roly the first day.
Roly was on fire?
Yes, they unloaded a full fire extinguisher on him.
Well, we can't really discuss that, can we? We signed some NDAs.
Probably. I don't know.
But there will be a quiz after. There'll be a quiz later on about it.
Metaphorically.
So my experience as a first timer, but also as a volunteer with purpose, was just incredible. And for anyone who is thinking about doing something like this by themselves, just do it. Because everyone's going to be friendly, everyone's going to talk to you. And if you're worried about meeting people, volunteer and you'll meet people before you actually get there. So, yeah, that's my advice on that for sure.
Yeah. Can I jump in? Because I want to just jump off that 100% and completely agree with you. So my sort of burn origin story was I was in my mid-20s. I was looking for, an event on Facebook, something to do on the weekend. And what I found was, I had no idea what it was, but it was a fundraiser for Over the Rainbow. So Over the Rainbow was a theme camp back in the day. Of course, I didn't know what a theme camp was at this stage. And so it was just in the back of a pub, and I looked at it, and it must have had something about Burning Man principles or something in the event description, because I've gone and researched whatever's, participation or communal effort, what does this really mean? And so I messaged Nat, who was the lead of Over the Rainbow, and I said, hey, I've seen this event. Can I come along? I don't know anyone. And also, if you need help, I can make some signage. And of course, Nat says, yeah, absolutely, come along. So I've cut out this sparkly, glittery card that says Over the Rainbow. And I'm, I do okay in social situations, but I think anyone just kind of turning up to a pub in Sydney, being like, here's the signage I made. I've never met you before. Hi, everyone. Naturally you would feel a little bit nervous about that, right? But I turned up and everyone was obviously awesome and welcoming and so happy to meet me and to meet each other, I guess. And I ran into people that I knew from different sort of spaces, including Confest that I'd been to before. And that sort of began the community for me. And people that I met that night, I still know today, still know at Embers, saw them this week. So it's really beautiful. And so from there, started going to warehouse parties. And at one particular warehouse party, I'm dancing on the dance floor. At this point in my life, I wasn't drinking, and I don't indulge in other things, if we can say that. So I'm totally sober, just dancing in this warehouse, and Lau turns to me and says, do you want to go to Burning Man? By this point, I actually know what Burning Man is, obviously. I've said, are you serious? Absolutely, I want to go to Burning Man. And Burning Man was in a couple of months, and somehow I still don't really have the explanation for how I got myself there. But I joined a camp, again, with people I'd never met. I got in someone's car and we drove from San Francisco. Never met the person before. We drove out to the burn. Wow. We bought a bike along the way. One of our camp members dyed her hair in the Walmart where I was buying my bike. And yeah, we did the big burn, which, to me was just kind of like something to do. It was much more than something to do, but it was just happening, as things happen in your life. So that was an incredible experience, and it was actually what eventually led me to moving to the States, which, a few years later. So I went to Burning Seed in 2017, camped with Over the Rainbow because they'd been so wonderful and so open and welcoming. And in 2018, I left for New York. And by that point, kind of my whole social community was burners, except for maybe a couple friends that hadn't yet been converted, but got converted this year, funnily enough. yeah, so that was kind of my origin story of how to sort of come about in this community. And as I said earlier, I was just kind of, so COVID happened, lockdowns happened, general life hermiting happening for me, and a lot of sort of personal things going through, like with my family and health and stuff like that. And just sort of had this moment earlier this year of sort of, going, life is short. It is the shortest and the longest thing. It is the hardest and the best thing that we will ever do. And it brought me back to, the good old burner days, I suppose we can say. And so I just went, let's have a look. Let's see if there's any burns happening. And lo and behold, there was. And so from there, it was just kind of, let's do a micro camp, let's do an art piece, let's just get involved. I was just, yes, let's do it. And so my experience bringing 5 virgins, running a camp, doing an artwork, three workshops, and returning after so long was, well, my friends were basically saying you were just constantly doing tasks. You were constantly going. And maybe for them that looked a little bit chaotic because it's their first time. They don't really know what this is about, or they haven't seen this kind of thing before. But for me, I think just being a part of it and making it happen, and then seeing all the other people bringing their creativity, their weirdness, their, there's almost no words for that silliness and that pure expression of, for me, yes, there was the goose. I got taken on a goose chase. I had to chase the goose. I don't think other people chase the goose. Anyway, I'm still mad about that.
I had the plague, so apparently I had to, but I didn't get around to it. But yeah.
I didn't even get an egg, so I never got cured by the doctor. So I was really ripped off. And yeah, just the sharing, the silliness, the random conversations, the running into people, the new connections, the dancing, the weird art, the great art. I think all of it is just wonderful. So I'm really pleased to be back. And I've had a lot of people, I've been going to a lot of events since we're back, and a lot of people looking at me like, who are you? And why do you know these other people? I'm like, well, there's a backstory there. So yeah, it's really...
So how many first-time burners did you bring?
I brought 5.
Did it take a lot of convincing?
Not a lot of convincing. I think once you have 1 or 2 convinced, and that's pretty easy, the others kind of jump ship.
Well, how did you describe it to them?
Oh, I hyperfixated on on the principles and sounded like I was in a cult. So they were like, not this again. I was like, but decommodification, it's so good. It's so I was very convinced. I was very, very ready to go back. And look, I think it started with one of my friends is a ceramicist. So we were like, let's do some art together. And then from there, I think other friends were like, cool, we really like Tessa's ceramics. Everyone's going, let's check it out. And it was easy to kind of convince them. So yeah, a good time.
Yeah, we had quite a number of first-time burners, which is great to see. I mean, so I did collect some burner voice messages, and that was one of my aim for that burn, was just to survey, or just to get more of a feeling of what this community would be, like how it co-created itself. And we've got a collection of short burner messages. So what we'll do is take a break, and we'll throw it to a bunch of these voices from first-time burners.
G'day, my name's Lockie, but I go by Halo 6 in the field. This is my first burn ever. Been doofing a little bit, but this is my first time doing this kind of event. Feels like home. It's beautiful. Big shout out to my homies Ricardo and Callum, the only ones who didn't bitch it for this event. All the other 8 people did. So big love to those guys. Big love to everyone here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Minx. I am at the Renegade Not-A-Burn. I am having a fabulous time as a virgin. I am loving the community, loving the people, and loving participating and, experiencing all of this with everyone here. And I'm looking forward to meeting more of you at other burns. Love you guys. Bye.
Hi, I'm Astra, and this is my first burner experience and camping experience, and I have met the loveliest people. If you ever get a chance to experience it for yourself, please do.
Hello, my burn name is Calatrix, and I'm a young bush lad from Sydney, and I'm here to get amongst the fun here at Embers. I'm having a great time with my friend Lockie. We're just cruising around in the sunshine. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a good event, meeting some cool people, having fun, and just exploring around.
Yeah, it's our first burn. Let's get it.
It is our first burn, and
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's get it. Very excited. Thank you, Mr. Walkman.
My name's Rory. I'm from Sydney, Australia, Penny Hills, and yeah, just my first burn and loving the vibe, and everyone's just so peaceful and welcoming, and I can't believe it that we're here. We made it.
Oh, that's very nice. My name is Christian. They call me Kangu. I'm experiencing my first burn, actually, even though I've been doofing for my whole life. This is the first one, and I feel very, very happy to meet so many like-minded and kind-hearted people. And I wish everyone the best burn that we can have and enjoy life. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I was a virgin until last night. I saw some people dancing naked around the fire, and I decided, F it. I've only got a few layers on. I pulled it off. I ran around the fire. I think it's my first naked public exposure in quite a while. I then danced for like 3 hours on a speaker, and this wonderful lady came to join me and did 3 moves and didn't realise that the speaker was not joined to the stage. She brought me down, but it was totally worth it. I've met this guy who's amazing. His name is Stevie, and he's had stickers and outfits, and he's about to penalise me, but that's okay because I like it. As is the most amazing thing with the most amazing people, and I'm fucking, oh, excuse my language, gentle listeners, cover your ears, but I'm so many decades old for this to be my first bloody good thing. And it's bloody good. I'm so pleased someone's chosen to document the experience, and I can't wait to hear what every other little fairy and follower says. Gracias.
Thank you very much. I'm Ed. It's my first burn. It's all very exciting. I've been in Australia for 2 weeks, so this is a good second weekend. How am I going to top this? Yeah, I'm enjoying the danger acid sign. But tell me more about the dangers before, just so I have all the information. But anyway, yes, I'm glad to be on the podcast. And glad it's my first burn. Anyway, thank you.
Hi, my name's Tess.
Hi, I'm Cris.
And this is our first burner.
Yeah. I'm from Dark and Young country, and it's been great to see all what happens here at a burn, and experience what the community has to offer and give, and also receive the offerings. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Paul. Come from Sydney. Nice. That's it.
First burn?
Yeah, it's first time. Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
Ah, interesting. It's touching to hear the story of past. Quite, traumatizing sometimes for listening to it as well. After, even though we've passed a couple of 100 years now, we still have those wounds yet to be healed. People, Aboriginal people especially. Yeah, it's quite touching.
I go by Aphrodisiac. I joined the Camp Reset, little arts and crafts one. This is my first burn, and I have absolutely loved the amount of the giving that is just so overwhelming at this festival. So this burn has been absolutely amazing, and we've got a few ideas of what we can contribute next time around. So yeah, we really appreciate this event. It's been pretty magic.
Hello. My name is Carlos. This is my first burn. It was truly something to behold. The community, like all the other doves, is alike. Everyone's very wholesome, very welcoming. that didn't change, but there was also another element. Maybe it's the fire, maybe it's the primal aspect of it. I do not know. But I had a conversation with one lovely woman who described the whole experience as a wholesome debauchery. And I think that statement could not be more accurate. Thank you very much.
I'm James from inner West Sydney. This is my first burn, but not my first doof. Had a great time here. Met a big wide range of people and had a lot of fun. I'm going to keep this up because I think it's good for you to come out and do this once every 3-6 months or as often as you can, like a little reset from the fake reality. So yeah, keep it up everybody and see you in the future.
My name's Torben. I'm from Hornsby area in Sydney.
How many burns have you been in?
Sorry?
How many burns have you been
This is my first burn.
He's a burn.
This is I'm a virgin, but I've heard a lot about it from my friend who's very into them. It's been a wonderful experience so far. And today I'm not going to delay gratification. I'm going to go hard early. That was my mistake yesterday. And thank you to everyone I've met. Everyone's been so lovely.
That was amazing. What great clips. Thanks, Stevan.
Okay, we're back. All right, cool. Peter, let's get your origin story. How did you find out about the burner culture and how did you come about to the Embers?
Interesting. My origin story. Well, I met a burner about over 10 years ago called Bubbles, or Amelia Loy, who was at the time setting up a new theme camp called Wombat Manor. And this is 2015. And I came along, and Amelia is rumored to be the first ranger. She'd been there from the beginning. She was the town data analyst, so she did the survey, and so she knew everything about burner. She would the burning world, and she would showed me around and introduced me to everyone and explained that this is like how adults play, and explained that we all have this sort of slight suspension of disbelief whilst we all have this wild experience and we all burn out trying to do it. And then my first time volunteering, I guess, was in 2016 with burning Salvation, first Renegade burn, and then spent many years coming back to any event that I could. In 2020, the amazing Jeremy from Dirty Birds and Wombat Manor kind of merged into what's called Bush Doof. And so my last 5 years of burning has been fairly bougie, right? So Bush Doof will often, you may have seen, have the best coffee. Each coffee ground is hand ground to the perfect level of coarseness and then weighed to millimeter precision accuracy. So I'm used to a fairly, by virtue of being in or around Bush Doof, high level of bouginess. But then when Burning Sea was cancelled, we were planning to do the sort of kick off Red Earth Radio, which is this amazing thing in Burning Seed history of broadcasting the what's happening live internationally, as well as doing a lot of the recording and bit of history making, kind of like Bonzaar podcast, I guess, but nowhere near as cool. So when it was cancelled, we were glad not to have that commitment anymore, and then we just set up a nice little camp on the hill overlooking things. And although I was used to bouginess, the level of luxury that we had at this festival was next level. I mean, there was like a sauna, like that's pretty special. There was like, I don't know if anyone saw a bed that on wheels, like a robotic bed. I had a nice.
Oh,
The dream
wow,
boat?
yes.
Say again?
Mm.
Is it the dream
Was that
boat?
what it's
Is
called?
that what it's called?
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Oh,
It was a Dreamboat Station, yeah.
yes, yeah, it was the dream boat. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was pretty fantastic.
It was
But
incredible.
my highlight was definitely the Rascal, Stevie Rascal, who played an amazing set. So he channeled who he referred to as Dirty Rascal, and I think he said things like, who he described as a dirty, sassy slut, that he just likes to be pounded by a big fat cock from every end, and she plays music to match. Anyway, Stevie Rascal played this beautiful combination of psytrance and disco, and it just had the entire, like, hundreds of people dancing like wild animals on pretty much every night. There's a there's a road named after Stevie Rascal called Rascal Road. I don't know if anyone saw that. And I'll just a quick shout out that DJ Rascal Stevie Rascal has a party for the full moon from the 11th to 13th of July in Elands, and suggests people check it out on Facebook. So yeah, but I think I kind of felt there was a bit of a metamorphosis. I mean, there's an interesting conversation about the metamorphosis of the New South Wales burning ecosystem generally, but for me, on the Sunday, I was hyper fixated with becoming like a human metronome. Namely, could I spin some LEDs at 120 BPM or whatever the speed of the music was? I spent hours until my hands were like literally bleeding, spinning these LED stuff, which is something I'd done at growing up at the National Folk Festival every year. We spent all our nights fire twirling on the thing, but it was the first time I'd ever both spun at the burn, but also then get seriously into spinning LED sticks on the speakers that were amazingly set up by Rowan and the rest of the team behind the operation of the event. So I had an absolutely amazing time. I didn't contribute as much. I just kind of rested and then partied like a wild thing, but it was a lot of fun.
So for a burn that's not a burn, we had 16 registered theme camps, which is quite a lot, and for these camps to come together within 3 to 4 weeks is amazing. Let's quickly go through some of them. House of Sawn, which is the sauna that we mentioned. Devon Lounge, Erstwhile Manor, Debonair Mansion, Bush Doof, Space Camp, which they did the bar in the Octagon.
Yeah.
Now, Costume Remix is probably, I want to give a big shout out there to Goldie, who the first time doing a theme camp as well. And so this, you guys happened to go to this thrift shop? It was 24 hours actually.
Yeah.
We were right next to it, so we were constantly going past it. But I'm curious to hear from others if they made it down that far.
This is the great thing about a burn. Right? You miss out on 80% of the amazing things that happen, and then you get to hear about it secondhand.
Absolutely. Yeah, the op shop was awesome. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing.
A lot of fun.
And I was seeing people wandering around like 3 a.m. in the morning, just going there and just trying new outfits and
Can
stuff.
I also give a shout out to them because, well, my camp Reset, which will be rebranded for the next burn, but we were next to the op shop Costume Remix, and they came over and gifted us a whole bunch of t-shirts, clothing, textiles, and we're an art camp, so they just came over, introduced themselves, gave us a whole bunch of stuff like fabric paint, and just kind of expanded the art offering for us. So they were really beautiful, amazing neighbours to have, I must say.
We also had the Burning Seed post office.
That was pretty cool.
A lot of fun.
We had a delivery at one point. Very exciting.
Oh.
Yeah, did you guys get any mail from them?
No, sadly not. We gave lots of mail. We sent lots of mail.
I didn't get any mail, but I spent, again, as a first timer, I'm sitting there at, it might have been in the Debonair Mansion, or at least the tent nearby, dressed in, for the lingerie champagne breakfast that was. And, Roly and his crew just come walking so regally dressed and walking with purpose and confidence. And there's that music playing on that speaker, and Rosie the dog's dressed up in a little hat, and it's just, here come the post office. And it's like, who are these people? Like, this is amazing.
1800s.
Yeah, I know. It was really it was out of place. I mean, but perfectly in place. But I'll just have this memory, just go, what is that music? And oh my God, look at these people. And just thinking, that is amazing,
They made quite a sight in their red jackets.
They did. They really did.
British, sort of little bit British military red coat vibe. It was good times.
Very cool.
So yeah, the other theme camps were Tentacle Temples.
Oh, I love that one.
Slayers. Did you get a massage from the tentacle guys?
I did. Twice.
Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
The Reset, Dreamboat Station, Eternal Flames. There's also an appearance by Spice that took over, I think, Devon Lounge.
That's right.
Doof Doggies. Not familiar with these guys. And Peachy also did a Sunday session there. Yeah, so a lot of theme camps.
Theme camps, yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even all the
effort.
theme camps, right? There was a limitation of the number that could come because there was a whole bunch that couldn't fit. So we hit the limit very quickly. So it's a good sign for the future of New South Wales burning.
One of my favourites was the again in the Debonair Mansion. They've got the speakeasy out the back, right? So you've got this lounge frontage, but then there's a fireplace there, and if you crawl through the fireplace, you're in the speakeasy. Yeah,
Yes.
you didn't see this, no.
That was a highlight for me as well.
There's probably about 40 or 50 people in this, 6x3 gazebo out the back with a bar service and everything. It was the warmest place to be on the Friday. I think it was the Friday night. I think it was.
It was a
cool.
Maybe I think Saturday
era.
night. Saturday night. From memory.
Prohibition party. I think
they're
it
all
was.
blurred.
You're not supposed to drink there.
Exactly. Yeah. Nothing out the front, but out the back.
Wow.
All good.
That was such a highlight for me too, because I was actually telling Kara about my experience of this, and it was one of the top ones from this burn. So out the front, like, you've got the beautiful Victorian, the red velvet, there's a couple of people around, there's a bit of fire. It's like, okay, something's happening here. Some people sitting. It's actually set up so that people are like sitting in the lounges. So you think that's the event. And then you see someone go under a fireplace and you go, okay, what's that? Okay, that doesn't look right. And you've got no idea what's about to happen. So you go under, you can barely fit. There are people just slammed up against you. The room is packed. And then you're like, oh, I know you. Hi, I know you. And someone gives you a drink. And it was just absolutely glorious to be in that space. Yeah, again, really compact and just kind of having conversations on people's faces. But again, just turning to people and being like, oh, it's been a few years. How are you going? Nice to see you. It was really incredible. So hats off to them. The speakeasy is incredible. And apologies to any potential first-time burners who are now going to have their speakeasy experience ruined by knowing what's coming.
Yeah, thanks.
We should have kept it a secret.
That's such a beautiful story, and it's great to hear that story. But when you tell that same story to people who weren't there or who haven't seen any of this before, it's so much better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're trying to describe this two tents put together with exactly what you've just described in this fireplace. What fireplace? How do you get through the fireplace?
Why is there a fireplace in the middle of the bush?
Yeah.
Why is there Victorian? They were real sofas these poor people had to bring out into the bush. It's an incredible effort.
Talking about side hustles, if anyone noticed, there was an incredible art installation that had been installed by an OG in the community, Rowan, up on the hill that had lit up the old, well, I don't know how old it is, but the old sort of castle-y sandstone building and whatnot. And I'm told, although I never dared to venture up there, that up there was an incredible installation, some incredible art. And so just, the scope of side adventures that you could have is incredible.
Yeah, I can confirm, because I actually climbed that hill
Really?
twice.
What was up there?
On a Friday and on a Saturday, and massive effort by was it?
Yeah.
Did you say Rowan? Yeah, massive effort to carry all that gear and all that stuff. And there was actually a signage that had the 10 principles there. There was like an arch gateway thing, and I think it was on a Saturday that it kind of blew over, so it was collapsed. And when I went up there, and I met these other people climbing that place, and I said, look, you guys can just help to erect it back up. And they said, oh, this is their first burn. And it's like, oh, that's amazing. What kind of message is that sending you? It's like you guys are holding the 10 principles up for all of us.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, the art piece up in the hill, that was pretty good. There was probably maybe no kind of messaging there in terms of the 10 commandments, but you can probably see the similarities.
Very cool.
Okay, let's talk about the acknowledgement of country, which I thought it was one of the highlights for me as well.
Absolutely.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, beautifully done.
Very moving.
And hilarious.
Very
It's the first time I've seen an acknowledgement of country that I was like cacking myself. It was like watching a comedy duo. And it was kind of perfect because that's like burner humor, right? It's like hilariously serious.
Yeah.
And they almost unintentionally, perhaps, or maybe intentionally, sort of embodied that with their amazing dynamics.
I think they kind of knew the crowd that were actually performing it to the ceremony. I think that they understood. So yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah.
I hope one day they might consider joining us. I did pitch that idea to them. So I think I saw Uncle Colin at the protest. The what was the protest called? The Dungogs.
The crowning
Just
of the
to be very
dugongs?
clear, what
I think it was
protest?
the crowning of the dugongs.
think he was
Well, we
standing
can
there
talk more
going,
about that. There's a lot of
okay.
for something that's not a burn. It's a lot of fuckery and shenanigans going around. I was expecting adventurous camping, but
Well, whether it's a burn or not depends
talk
on where
about-
you land on that debate, right? I would argue a burn is an event organised by burners for burners, and evidently there were some people that made the valid legal point that without the burn is defined by there's certain requirements to align with the band and the US brand, and that's really around governance. There's a certain level of governance and sort of process that you need to follow for something to be an official burn. And it would have been impossible, of course, to throw an official burn in the months prior to it. But I don't think we really needed an official burn. But it's still a burn. We can call it a burn.
But
otherwise, what is it? A doof? Are we doofers?
In the same sort of the depth of the official burn, if you throw in decommodification, and radical self-expression and radical self-reliance, then the burn itself is a burn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's without the commercial BlackRock. It's we're self-reliant in the group that we are.
Yeah, it's
and the
true.
self-expression of everything that we did.
Yeah, communal.
Now, I'm saying this without any sort of former political alignment to dugongs or anarchy or whatever the hell you guys are talking about now. I still don't understand that.
I don't
no
either. Don't
I
worry.
think that's half the
There
thing.
you go.
But I think you're right, Cris. The thing that makes it a burn is the fact there is the adherence to the 10 principles, right? The 10 plus 1 principles.
Agreed.
I'm calling it a burn.
Yeah, to me it felt like a burn, but I totally understand that there are, I guess it's like it depends on the perspective that you take, like what framework you're using to analyze it. So, do we look at it from a legal or a political point of view? Or do you look at it from your own experience? Or do you look at it from the perspective of community or through the principles? I think it throws this question of what is a burn into the fray. And for me, yeah, definitely a burn. It was with burners doing burner things by the burner principles. So
For anyone that hasn't worked it out, Tarsha is a professor at a university and therefore is giving us a lecture on what...
there we go.
You're outing me now. That's my secret life.
There we go.
Anyway,
Stevan, you're on mute.
Was it a burn? We could debate it all day.
Stevan, you're on mute.
Yes, Steven's talking to himself.
I thought he was coming through with some great...
There we go.
Yeah, so I was just going to say that that there are certain elements that sort of like makes it a burn, such as the 10 principles is obvious ones. There's also the theme camps, which a lot of people say are the lifeblood of the event of the long weekend. There's also volunteering. I mean, without the volunteering, it doesn't really happen, does it? Or it's not safe for...
Absolutely.
And the art. I think art is important. Well, that's what we all come here for, to express ourselves.
Yeah.
And what else? What other elements? I mean, we talked about the volunteering. So to cap it all off with the theme camps, we also had ranger stations, sanctuary, first aid, and I think a few other things.
Yeah, there's DPI, which is the people responsible for doing all of the like building, electrician, plumbers, setting up the things. There's the gate, the ticketing crew. There's the rangers, sanitation, leave no trace crew, who I hear collected 17 kilos of content. There's of course the medical and first aid, of which was a few people. There's the art crew, the theme camp team, placement. Done by Jeremy, the fart with representation here from Cruiser. Yeah, there's tons of people that make that happen.
And many people overlapping in those roles too. Many, many overlaps going above and beyond any one
And
definition.
it's not a burn if there's not a risk of burning out.
Yes, the burning out. But
Now,
that's what
on
makes it-
volunteering, I talked about volunteering earlier when I'm talking about, it's a great way to meet people and all that kind of thing. But, in what I do and what I've done, I always like to be sort of part of the event, not just attending the event, whatever that may be. I've always been that way. So being a part of the volunteering, ticked that box for me as well. And it was great to just have a little bit of a finger on the pulse and be a part of it before and after. It was very cool. So again, anyone who's thinking about it, I'd say do it.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like a festival to you, Cruiser?
Well, I mean, this is my second festival, so I don't know. But it certainly did. I mean, as a FARC member in winter with 5 barrels, there's not a lot of action there. I mean, I'm surprised that we actually had an incident that involved someone actually catching fire.
No names.
No names. I didn't see that. So, my main involvement was keeping those barrels burning with collecting wood and ferrying it around on that golf cart. So yes, definitely a festival. But on the Friday and Saturday, it gave me a sense of purpose, a sense of a way to pass the time. But it's also very social as well. I mean, if you think about me driving around, going to barrels, asking people about wood, going and checking out the gate, because they're isolated there, especially on the Saturday. I think they might have even shut the gate late on Saturday. No more people were coming. But being able to have that golf cart and go and talk to them, and it was great. It was really good.
If I can pick up on that question of was it a festival, to maybe goodness, the chat GPT is coming out.
Synthesize your thoughts.
Yes, to explore the topic more. So when I got into Burns, I was going to a number of commercial festivals, and I think that's what that's the subtext when we talk about is it a festival, is it not?
Okay.
So commercial festivals, it's, as you all know, it's like you pay for your ticket, you're a spectator, you go and see the show, you go and buy your food, you buy your booze, and then you buy your luxury tent. Everything is provided there for you to make it quite comfortable and quite easy. And so you are a consumer and you feel entitled to consume the entertainment. That's the point. And I think what makes a burn is really those principles that have been set up decades and decades ago by some crazy hippies on a beach. And really, for me, I think the decommodification is one of the most important ones. Actually, to speak to that too, goodness, I hope my friend's okay. I won't name names. But, setting up, bringing 5 virgins, setting up a camp, bring them along. So you have all this communication that you give about here's what we're doing, and you make your little Excel spreadsheet that's based on the survival guide, and you write your messages and have you checked? Yes, confirm. Anyway, we're packing up the car with my mate, and my mate turns to me and says, I said, we've got to leave room for the water. And my mate goes, but there's toilets on site, so they'll have running water. Well, we can just drink that. I said, no, we're not doing that. We're bringing our own water. And, 10 litres at least you're bringing. Maybe 15 is a good number. And so I think this kind of, and that's nothing on my mate. I think my mate had very good intentions of, well, there'll be water, we can drink the water. So you're not getting sick on my clock. But I really think that principle that there is nothing there. So there's no food, there's no water, but also there's no act. No one is paid to perform. No one is on the clock. So everything that is created is just created purely from the heart, from the mind, from the spirit, from creativity, from weirdness, just for the sake of doing it. And that's the thing that you almost, in this very capitalist society that we live in, you actually find that really difficult to get your head around. Why do we do that, right? And I think it really speaks to, without getting too woo-woo, it speaks to a deeper humanity. I think, as you were saying, Peter, a bit earlier, that it's meaning that we're creating somewhere in all of that, and magic in some way.
I'm glad you said all this, Tarsha, because when Stevan said, does it feel like a festival? My experience of festivals, I haven't actually been to a music festival. I haven't been to a commercial festival. So my experience has been obviously Confest and this.
Yes, you've been lucky.
But by definition, it feels like, Confest is actually more of a burn than it actually is a festival by what you just said.
Yeah, definitely more closely aligned. And that was an interesting discussion I had with another friend too about that particular Confest. And, Confest has food available to purchase, so it's not as decommodified. And, I mean, there's also benefits to that, right, for that particular setting. It makes things a little bit easier in certain ways. And yeah, I mean, I scrape by on my 2-minute noodles at a burn, and everyone seems to get fed and have more than enough food by the end of it. So it's it's an interesting one. And I think sometimes in the community you'll hear some pushback against, is it a festival? But I won't use that word again now.
It's fine. It is a festival. It's totally a festival. It's a festival. It's a non-consumer festival.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just any multi-day event.
It's an ongoing kind of in-joke for burners to not tell their friends it's a festival, right? So.
It is a festival.
Yeah.
A festival is a celebration of culture. Like
I still call it adventurous camping because as soon as I got to the campground, first thing I heard was, "Are you sure you want to camp there? Because there's a bunch of snakes there, like red belly or something."
Oh no!
Adventurous camping, I love it. Yeah. So let's take another break. We've got more burner voice messages, so we'll play those, and we'll be right back after these short messages.
Hi, this is Tyne coming from Embers, and I hope that you all get the chance to come and experience the burning community here in Australia. We really do love having new faces and seeing people out on the paddock, and also like to see people come to Third Degree. Have a great day. Bye.
My name's Kian. I don't really have a burner name. I've been to like a few burns a while ago, like burning seed, just like multiple burning seeds. Other than that, I haven't been to many burns. I'm 14. I really like this burn. I like just like the small amount of people, like makes it more of like a tight-knit community kind of burn. Yeah.
Rafe Grandpa says you can always take more, but you can't take less.
All right, this is Jazz, and my ideal burn is one where I surprise and delight people.
Hey, I'm Fancy Pants, and you should be building things for this burn.
Any burn.
You heard me.
Okay, so this is Ulf the Wolf, and I'm still waiting for the leopards on Sunday to come out at the Devon Lounge because yesterday was outstanding. There were lots of people that behaved like leopards. So I'm having a good vibe. Let's see what the Sunday brings.
I'm Roxy. What do I say? My burner name's Eli. This is Adeline. You want to say hi? No, don't eat the microphone. This is Adeline. She's my friend's child.
Say something.
What do I say?
My name is Nella, and my burner name is Dinah. I've been to a lot of burns, including Burning Man, when I was 4, and I've been burning my whole life, and I love it. I think Adeline has something to say. What do you want to say?
Don't eat the microphone, please.
Do you want to say something?
You've said enough.
Morning burners, this is Nerf Herder. I'm down here preparing for the Welcome to Country. We're right by the temple. It's a beautiful morning, some beautiful burners about, cruising around on beds and doing some lovely yoga. It's a fantastic day, so looking forward to seeing you down here in about 20 minutes. Feel the spirit of the place. Thanks guys.
G'day burners, this is Jazz and Sherry, aka Mischief and Mayhem here, bringing you the sunshine and
good vibes.
Good vibes to bring in the morning on this sunny day. We are out here in the beautiful paddock of Mountains Campground at Embers Burn, looking forward to a exquisite and beautiful collective journey of consciousness.
Enjoy your morning coffee, keep the burn in your heart and soul, and we'll see you in the dust.
And don't forget to stay hydrated.
Okay, so I'm Mike, and my burner name is Mike, I think. What do you reckon? Do I have Mickle? Mickle. I get Mickle off Jaya. I like Mickle, so that's going to be my burner name for this session. Mickle. Nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm Jai, or AI. I've come randomly to this little Embers burn, and the story last year is I was at Main Burn. I did the lead build on Coney McCone Face the Traffic Cone. Ew. And it was an epic time.
So my name is Turtle, and I believe in setting an intention when you're coming into a new space. And my intention for this burn is to be the most playful version of myself. Even when I'm working, I can still be playful. That's me.
Hi, I'm Trouble. I have an unhealthy love of spreadsheets. I'm fairly new to burning, but like a duck to water or a dugong to bubbles or a burner to fire. I love it.
Hey, it's Tash here, Tash Boots. My message to the burner community is go forth and prosper.
George, and I love the burner community for the fact that it is a community and it creates a place where people can express themselves and without as many constraints, and you become part of something bigger than yourself, which I feel is very important.
Of course, I will do anything for swag. Well, almost anything. My name is Den Mama, and fuck your burn.
I'm Pebble. I'm currently acting as Echo Base for Rangers. I'm about to be Sparky's shadow, I believe. Now Sparky's coming back. And I'm about to make some signs that say you're not allowed to smoke in the hall. That's my news. Well.
This is Nat C. From the ashes, the ember will burn.
Yeah, okay. So my name's Owen. I was travelling here and I got lost and I don't know what to say. I've got nothing.
Hi, my name's Roly. I'm from Newey. Yep, you can insert whatever you want me to say here. That will do.
Hey, I just want to say, fuck the dugongs, vive la resistencia!
I'm Care at Embers, the Renegade Not-A-Burn, because we don't want to be sued. And it is a beautiful day for Shenanigans.
Okay, welcome back. Speaking of fuckery and shenanigans, let's talk about all that stuff that went down on that weekend. There's plenty to talk about. So, who wants to go first? What was your favorite shenanigans?
It was the crowning of the dugong.
You might have to explain that.
Yeah.
To the listeners.
So when okay, this is as far as I understand it. I've been trying to understand the backstory, but it was the first time that a single meme has infiltrated every element of the event, and it was absolutely unparalleled. It was incredible. It was epic. And so I believe what happened is when the official burner organization in Australia pointed out to Roly, the main organizer, that it was not an official burn and he ought to avoid using the term burn, he pushed back in the most burnery way possible, and he made a real great point of it. And he said that the Western Dugong Corporation has officially sanctioned this burn. Maybe not, the official Burning Man sanction per se, but the Western Dugong. And there's a lot of anti-authoritarian people in our community, right? And so some people took a lot of offense to the Western Dugong Corporation, I believe, stepping up, and there was a significant resistance. I think as many as 35% people actively identified as the resistance, and they were there in a big way. They wore red. There was a lot of coordination. There was even like masks, and it was at some point that the Western Dugong, the CEO or the king, I should say, of Western Dugong Association was who is, we recognise, all of us, I hope, recognise as a benevolent corporate overlord. Dugong resistance, these anarchists came and were yes, there we go. Yeah, gratuitously, unnecessarily protesting, and I think that's kind of terrible. Like, I think we should really appreciate the Western Dugong. I'm not pro Western Dugong. I just think that, anyway, these libertarians were kind of quite. Anyway, there's a point in which the Dugong leader was being crowned with a really beautifully made 3D printed crown, and when the resistance got,
it wasn't from Timu.
No, I believe it was an an original DIY proper crown, but there was sadly he was then the crowner, who I believe is the Red Dragon, or there's also the Khaleesi Dugong. I don't know. I kind of got a bit lost there, but he received a large cream pie during the middle of the coronation. So it was just amazing to see such absurdity and and fun, and there's nothing else like it. Satire and sincerity.
And Peter, you had a statistic there. 35% was something or another. Was that from the survey?
Yeah,
results
Roly did
by
an
any
amazing
chance?
survey afterwards. 115 or so responses. Like really, and he's this guy. He's like a successful medical professional when he just goes out. And there's a lot of other people who supported that survey. I understand as well.
Roly is awesome. The survey was fantastic. I would just like to point out, in the name of good, solid research, there were only 2 options in regards to this question. And many people had no idea what we were actually picking, myself included.
I had no idea.
Well, people didn't know what a dugong was, so let's explain it's a sea cow, right?
Yeah.
A dugong.
They're Australian,
a marine mammal.
Australian mammal, an air-breathing mammal, similar to, almost identical to a what's the thing that's like a dugong? A manatee, right? In the US, they have manatees.
That's what it is, right? Yes.
Yeah. I have no idea where that originated. Like, why did he? But I love it because it's a quintessential Australian animal, right? And from northern Queensland. In fact, fun fact, there is evidence that people used to eat them in the coastline of Australia. But so I'm glad in the sort of fuck you to the American burner culture, we chose at least an Australian animal.
It's very local. Sense of place, spirit, all those things.
Now, did you guys encounter the Jesus Christ?
What? No.
Oh yes.
Jesus Christ.
I did.
Rings a
that
bell.
was Drew again. So I've heard whispers around saying that Drew was the MVP of the Embers
classic Drew.
Oh, he had that. Yeah, he had
a
3 costume changes in one day.
And a Jesus Christ the next.
Not to mention that inflatable marketing thing you see out in front of car yards.
Yeah, that as well.
He's a
But the Jesus Christ was where he would bless everyone with assortments of different kinds of cheeses.
Something like that.
Some worshippers and some angel cheeses, and it was a lot of fuckery there.
Yeah.
It was well done.
You raised
There was some lovely people making pizzas in the kitchen who nobody knew there was pizza because Jesus Christ was right in front of the kitchen. So everyone was getting cheese on their knees. I was just watching on the side going, okay, this is awesome.
That kitchen crew was empty.
I didn't kneel down because lactose intolerant. I couldn't convert, but it was hilarious.
That's fair. Honorary member of whatever cult you've just joined.
A lot of food came out of that kitchen. I was so impressed.
Yes.
And did you guys partake in the midnight prank?
Midnight prank?
Yeah.
Didn't know
I think
about
there
it.
was a bunch of them. Because I think someone arrived at midnight at gate. I think this was a Friday night or something, and I think Drew and Ali just decided to let's go prank these guys. And 50 people showed up at the gate for the person that's arriving. I wasn't there. I didn't go. It was too far.
Oh, is this when they turned their back?
I'm not sure, but everyone just said, let's go to the gate and prank some people. So a lot of pranking going on. What other shenanigans?
I had this beautiful interaction with this guy who I think he must have turned up late, and I believe he was by himself, right? And I was on duty, so he thought I was crew and I couldn't help him, but that's how we met, right? Anyway, later on, I said, how you going? I won't name names. And he goes, I've just made a spoon. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he showed me it because you could make your little spoon and you could decorate it, and he had some labels on it, little letters on it, and it said bump ahead. I'm like, oh yeah, that's clever. And he said, I've made this other one as well, and the letters on that one just said fork. And I laughed. I said, oh, that's funny because it's a fork, but it's actually a spoon. He goes, no, it's 4K. Now, I told this story at one of the burn barrels after I delivered my comedy routine for the second time that night. And I've told this story, and then about 30 seconds later, this guy walks past, and I said, hey, show me your spoon, and he produces this spoon that says fork, and everyone just lost their mind. It was another one of those beautiful, lovely, funny, silly moments, which I'll never forget, and I've told many people that story because it was just so much fun.
I was there when he was making it. I was so impressed with that spoon. It was
the fork.
Yeah.
Not the spoon, the fork.
That spoon making workshop was just the best.
Yeah. I was very proud of
and it was always
the
full.
spoon I made, which had a small, medium, and a large It was like it made it for Roly. It was like wanted it to be on a key ring, 3 different size spoons with different size spoon heads, depending on the use case.
Right.
Well, when I first set foot in the spoon making station, I thought to myself, "Geez, you're going to be hammering away a long time to make that into a spoon." Then I worked out what was going on.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a really small meal when you're at a burn. You don't want to.
Well, yeah. Maybe
That's right.
making
I
a
barely
coffee
had
or
time to
something.
eat.
But I told a story before we started about being in the hall. Now, this beautiful moment again. I'm hanging around with Orchid because I was waiting for Jess to get into that the erstwhile manor because she was going to do this sexy stomping act and I was going to be the volunteer. And I'm thinking, what's that? And she was explaining to me that she's going to step on me, and I'm like, oh, I'd like that. I'd like a massage. She goes, no, I'm going to step on your face and on your stomach. I'm like, oh my god, is it safe? Anyway, we went through the whole process and it didn't happen, thank Christ. But that's what I was waiting for. Anyway, Orchid needs to use the bathroom. I said, yep, in the hall. I'll go too. There's one in there. You go, I'll go. While she's in the bathroom, I'm looking at the art installation because I hadn't been in the hall yet. And the DJ, Alicia Mayhem, was on stage. And she was like, oi, what are you doing? And I said, oh, play something, And she goes, no, I don't want to play to an empty hall. And I said, well, look, why don't you just play she asked me what kind of music I like. And I said, listen, don't ask me. I'm just going to say Avicii or something like that. And I said, why don't you play something that you play when you want to build a dance floor? He goes, okay, cool. She presses a button and turns a knob. And this really deep, sexy bass just came out. I theatrically jumped off the stage by sort of pivoting on the speakers and started bopping around, and I threw my hat off and I started taking off my jacket and swinging it around like a stripper. Anyway, Orchid comes out of the bathroom. I go. When I come out, there's a bit of a dance floor happening. Anyway, that was that. Went outside, got stuck talking to the goose and the other geese. And then later on that night, Alicia comes up to me and thanks me for creating this dance floor for her. And I said, I didn't do that. That was all you. I messaged her on Facebook to ask her what she uses and all that kind of thing, because I was amazed by her genre. I've been introduced to bass house. I listened to one of her sets, it was an hour-long set. I listened to it, the whole thing. It was amazing. But that one song that she played in the hall, I remember the name of it. Can't remember it now, but because I had my 11-hour drive, I put it into Spotify. I started a radio station based on it. And that music got me home the whole time. So 11 hours of hearing songs I'd never heard before because of the one song she played on that stage.
Because you asked it to. You gave her the space to do it.
I didn't do it. It was all her. It was just...
You egged her on a bit.
I just... catalyst. I was a catalyst, that's all. Yeah.
Another dance floor highlight was this incredible artwork. I don't know if you guys saw it. That it was set up on... I think it really came out on Sunday. But it was prepared by... Teresa, that was a surgical game where there was all of these operation. Yeah, you had some tweezers.
Yes, like our childhood.
Oh, it's the coolest thing on the dance floor. You get some tweezers and you have to go and take. I can't remember all the things that you could take out, but it's very cleverly planned and place these things in clever locations on this giant human body. And if you got it wrong, of course, it would beep and get angry at you. So that was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Were they bones?
Can't remember. Yeah, I think there was some bones. I think I pulled out some bones. Yeah.
That tracks. That tracks. Yeah, that's really. That thing is huge. It is more than life size. Incredible. The work that must have gone into it.
Well, she put it together in a couple of weeks. It's amazing.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
So
Cris, Holy Dooley dropped out, so we lost her connection, so we couldn't get any more words from her. But it would have been great for to hear about the greeters and the gate and bringing that giant vulva. Okay, let's take another quick break. We'll be right back after these short messages.
This is Jasper, otherwise known as King Neptune, one of the founders of Sunset Island, and what a wonderful sunset it was last night. I could almost visualise where we would put Sunset Town, as it's now called, if we were here, but Shane is in Ibiza celebrating his 50th birthday, and but what a wonderful location this is, isn't it? To burn and to connect, reconnect, to rekindle. The embers are there. The embers are just being waved by us all, and when you got embers, you've got fire. So we can't wait to maybe reignite Burning Seed next year.
Hello. It's Kaisa here, reporting from Embers. We have just had a Acknowledgment of Country. and it is beautiful here in Sydney. We have got a beautiful sunny day, and I am about to dress up as a mermaid, getting ready for the beachy party. I hope you all keep burning bright. Bye. And to the peachy people, we will be doing peachy things, and we'll be thinking all of our fellow peaches. Bye-bye.
From Wisens Ferry, this is Bernie Dow, Chairman Lau, the former mayor of Red Earth City of the Burners Republic of Matong, disgracefully at your service. I'd like to acknowledge all the hard work by the organisers of the Embers Burn. It wasn't exactly Plan A, but hopefully next year we'll be back bigger than ever at Burning Seed. And as Silent Disco here, the other Asian burner, reminds me, this is not a burn. And yes, I am partially responsible for the misconstrued legal threats. No, Roly's a good man. We'd never really sue him. Well, actually, our bank balance is running a little low. We're going to start Burning Seed next year, so maybe my lawyers should get in touch with the organisers of Embers. Oh, I'll hopefully see you in the paddock one day soon, and until then, burn bright.
Hello, I'm Michael Trowbridge. I'm having a fantastic time here. I'm just got out of the amazing sauna, jumped in the river, and just wonderful music and dancing, and I'm just loving life. And I happen to be naked right now, and nobody cares, and it's so free and natural, and it's just a good way to be. By the way, I'm president of Nude Movement Incorporated, a registered charity here in Australia, and we no, don't go on about that. Okay, well, you can look it up. All right. Anyway, World Naked Bike Ride. I'm the organizer of that. But anyway, all right. Here's. I guess I've said enough. All right. Good.
Hey, g'day. My name's Rowan Cost. I'm an artist, and we're making art out here with all the art stars down on the green grass in front of Peach Club. It's a beautiful day at Embers, and I'd just like to thank everyone for welcoming me, and a mutual welcome back to them all. Love and community to everyone. We'll definitely shout out to Campeche, Nevada. Hope you have a great big burn, and we'll be looking forward to more Campeche shenanigans here in Australia.
This is Nathan Starchild, and I just want to say something really profound and important, but I can't think of anything right now. So just think of something profound and important in your head. You got it? Yeah, I agree.
Hello there. This is Jake, or otherwise known as Percy Capybara. I'd like to share the message and perhaps a little bit of permission to come as you are, do what you need to do, get your feet on the ground, and we're going to love you up exactly as you are.
Hi there, my name is Meljoy.
And I'm Bast.
And we're here to send you some beautiful, loving messages.
From the Embers Burn in the beautiful Wiseman's Ferry area.
Yeah, we just finished the Welcome to Country, and it was a beautiful, touching and moving ceremony, one like I've never felt before. I felt very connected to this land and the people, and it made me feel like full of love, I think.
Yeah, I love your radio voice, Meljoy. It was very informative and very well done, and I'm feeling connected to country and this land. Very welcome, and I'm looking forward to having a lovely adventure out on the flyer today.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to today, Meljoy?
I'm looking forward to spending time with my friends and
Your lover,
regathering.
maybe?
You? Yes.
Me, yeah. Would you like to spend time with your lover
Of
today,
course
or just your
I
friends?
would. Or both at the
Ah.
same time. Yes.
I'm looking forward to spending time with you.
Yeah, and we just want to tell everybody that spread the love, be happy, don't hold your fears within you. Talk, get it out there.
I'm looking forward to
Feel
taking
free.
my bar off into the country and serving fresh IPA to the masses.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Anyway, this is Bast and Meljoy signing out.
Let's talk about some of the. So we mentioned earlier about some of the 10 principles that we witnessed, or some of the 10 principles in play at Embers. Can you give us some examples of other things that you saw or observed in terms
Can
of
I
10
tell a story?
principles?
I'll tell my story about 10 principles, which involves a bunch of my virgins, my ceramicist and electrician, and a bunch of long-time organisers. So I've got a ceramicist who's very, very fixated on making ceramics, who had been wanting to do a fire pit burn or something like that, bake. And I asked a few people, it was kind of like too hard basket. We've got enough on our plates. Anyway, she brings her stuff along, and basically her and another virgin, James, managed to talk to Jimmy, managed to talk to someone and said, can we put some ceramics in the temple when it burns?
Oh, wow.
And
To fire them?
they got the yeah, to fire them. So she had worked out, by watching the effigy burn, she had worked out what the temperature was going to be. Like, is it 500, 600, 700 degrees? And she had this special clay. I don't know much about it, but she said, yep, it's like a quick high burn sort of clay. Anyway, so the day of the temple burn, and, after some of you had been moving the temple into place, and we'd placed our messages on there. And so we sauntered over, and Raygun was doing the setup, and we were told to kind of, find Jimmy and then put them in there. And after a bit of brief catching up with Raygun, we'll put it that way, a very long-time burner. Yeah, we were given the permission, and Raygun, we had wrapped these ceramics in banana leaves and foil and coffee and all sorts of things. And 6 of them went in, 6 packets. And we watched it burn, which was incredible, knowing that something we had just made with our hands was going to be in there. And we didn't expect to see anything, of course, on the other side. So we watched the raking, and all of the people doing the raking is there an official word for them? The rakers?
The fart team.
The fart team. Okay. I like the rakers. It's a little bit more ritualistic. So they were fully on board. The fart rake. Oh, goodness. They were fully on board with what we were doing. And so we were kind of circling as the embers, was turning into ash. And they were gently raking, and we were looking. We couldn't see anything, just a few little pieces of foil. And the morning came. It's time to pack up. We go back to the site, and we found these tiny little balls that we had made. They looked like something from Pompeii, like covered in this dark, sooty ash. And not everything survived, but a few little pieces actually did come out of that. So it was a really beautiful story, and there were many moments along the way of sort of people meeting and helping each other with different things. Brand new virgins with really long time key organisers in this scene, and just seeing people coming from really different backgrounds, different skill sets, different life perspectives, totally different ways of approaching problems, and coming together, making some art, and then watching it go up in the temple was just incredible. So it's something that for any future organisers of burns, if you're listening, we are very keen to do it again on a bigger scale with more organisation and more prep, and maybe getting more people involved as well.
Necklaces.
Making
that would be so cool.
Oh,
there was actually also, I
don't
know if it was that night or the previous night, but there was actually a roast chicken in the fire as well.
Okay.
That was on the temple burn as well, yeah.
Yes.
There you go. So it was ceramics and a roast chicken.
Some Sri Lankan curry spices, beautiful.
Yes. We actually saw that. You're right. You're bringing back my memory of someone had like a cast iron pot, and they were sort of eating, and we were raking, and it was all happening.
And there was a bunch of women also chanting as well afterwards. They were singing.
Yes.
Oh, that was beautiful.
The daughters
yes.
of the burned women, something like that.
Yes.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
Now,
We are the daughters.
we mentioned a lot about decommodification. Now, with that, the other side is the gifting part. Did you guys receive any unusual or any memorable gifts?
Yes, I did. I've got photos of them that I put in the Facebook group, which I'm just going to look at now. But I got something from the witch doctor. I got a beautiful key from Elena. Now, Elena said to me and a few other people that she gave these keys to that this key will unlock whatever you want it to. So don't think about it now, but when you go home, think about what it's going to unlock. I'm looking at the photo now. So it's just a little key with a little label that said "for you," and that was wonderful. Sarah, the witch doctor, gave me this this scary-looking pewter skull. Jess gave me this card that says, "I am supported on my path." Sarah, the witch doctor, also gave me a doctor's certificate for contracting the plague, which she gave me the plague and then claimed to cure me of it. But let's see.
What a scam.
Yeah, I know.
What a scam. Big pharma these days.
But a big shout out to Ben, who was rolling around with his trolley making toasties for people.
Yeah.
Completely portable setup, toasted cheese sandwiches. Just random.
That reminds me of, I did not take the time because I was too distractible to get gifted, but David and his hungry caterpillar with a similar thing, making, I don't know if it was pancakes or scones.
Yeah.
I heard different stories.
Yeah.
It was scones. Oh my God. I'm so frustrated that I didn't wait around, but he brought me so much joy just seeing that caterpillar roaming around. And then when he saw the whole setup, and it was from scratch. It's
It was
mind-blowing
electric. It was
and
a
portable.
fully electric system. That was incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
I think he ran into some trouble. I think it was Saturday night or Sunday night where the gas was too cold to cook with gas.
Oh no.
Gas bottle actually kind of froze over. So yeah, it was a good setup. Also, the thirst aid. Did you guys?
Oh my gosh!
Yes, the first aid. That was so great.
I had a cordial late at night. It saved me.
You were in need.
That was a great gift.
Yes.
And the commercial, the communal kitchen. I thought there was a lot of gifting around, especially with food, tea, some drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of drinks. The drinks were fantastic. The drinks were flowing for sure.
And
very appreciative.
One thing that was different, I guess, to most other burns is that there is a communal kitchen that we can use. That's where everyone can come together any time of the day, just whenever you're hungry or thirsty. I thought it was a great addition. It's something that's already there, so maybe it's a luxury to have. Otherwise, it's something that we have to build, or it could be a part of a theme camp, a kitchen theme camp. But that communal kitchen actually helped a lot, I think. It's where I hang out.
Definitely.
Because the ranger camp was there, and the fire barrel, and that octagon, and the showers. Yeah.
Such cool place.
Well, every major camp at Confess has a kitchen associated with it, and it's a great place to come together at mealtime. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a nice. I know we had some, not with my camp, but some free campers who also were mostly virgins. Maybe one or two returners, and they had planned to gift pizzas, which they originally planned to do at camp, and then they were the ones that ended up then going to the kitchen, making use of the communal kitchen, being sort of cock-blocked by Jesus, and but apparently the kids loved the pizzas, so that they had a lot of customers there. So yeah, it was wonderful to have a kitchen space
and kitchen crew.
It was really cool. Brought people together.
Speaking of kids, it was wonderful to see so many families there. That surprised me, and I thought that is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. And how amazing it must be for the kids to experience that, and for the families to feel comfortable to bring their children into the community. Yeah, very cool to see.
Okay, so there was a lot of communal effort going around. That's how we built the effigy, through communal effort. Also the temple as well, we actually had to move it. That took a lot of manpower and, burner power, I guess.
I take a lot of credit in commanding the crew on how to move that thing effectively and safely, because the first time we lifted it, I'm surprised no one got very badly hurt. So I'll put my hand up and say there. And
well done.
I was thanked afterwards. For taking charge and just basically using my voice to say do this, do this, do this. It was good. I was happy with that. So
excellent.
What I was wearing at the time wasn't didn't really match the sort of the leadership role that I had taken. But it worked. It worked.
I was actually running a workshop in which we were going to have a procession to the temple at the exact time that the temple started moving, which I'm not sure if that was planned or not planned, but it actually worked out perfectly because as I was setting up for the workshop, I saw you guys start taking bit by bit the temple, and I'm going, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to pretend that's not happening. And by the time we were kind of ready to do our little procession in silence, we went down with our messages and everything was done. So I think it was quite a quick.
A literal.
It was quick, yeah.
Yes, literal moving, which is the whole burn, it turns out. So,
it was, wasn't it?
Yes. I think by that point I was so done. I'd already rescheduled the workshop and all sorts of things. So I was like, well, if the temple's there, it'll be somewhere and we'll just get amongst it.
Kicking goals and moving goalposts, yeah.
So we did. It all worked out.
Well, let's talk about the effigy in the temple. The design, how it burnt, because you guys have to sort of like describe it because I was at the perimeter for both of those burns.
The temple was a beautiful sort of timber structure with this kind of sheer fabric that was really stunning.
Three-dimensional lotus leaf, was it? Was that what it was supposed to be, a lotus leaf?
Like a lotus could be.
Yeah, I think so,
I could see that kind of coming out. And it was interesting because they created space not by sort of creating a structure, but actually creating parts that moved out. So kind of taking advantage of the horizontal plane, you would say. So you had those kind of petals around the perimeter that you could walk around and walk through, and then you could go inside. I think there was a little seating.
Yeah, you could sit inside it. It was like it was art that could be used before it was burnt.
Yes, and people did go and sit in there late at night. I was around the ceremonial fire, and people at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., just sitting in there, chilling out. Kids would go in there. It was beautiful to see. And it had a really nice effect because of that fabric. I thought the fabric was quite unique as an addition. And it just kind of blurred out the environment a bit. So everything went white and hazy. But then you still were connected to it. You could still sort of see the sky and see what was happening outside. And beautiful, the setting, I think, by the river, by the fire as well. Although it did get moved, understandably. But for the time that it was there, it felt, that area to me felt quite significant, I think, after everything that had taken place there.
Yeah, big shout out to Reagan who designed and built the temple.
Absolutely.
Big job.
And
he
allowed
also
us.
he also came from Melbourne as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
a
wow.
big drive.
Big effort. Yeah.
Did anyone
Yeah, he
partake
was great.
in the naked hippie run? We did have a little circle there.
I did.
I think Strawberry was the first one to sort of like get things going.
Did you, Stevan?
No, I did. I was at perimeter. I just let all the naked hippies do their thing.
Yeah.
The funny thing about being naked in front of that fire was that it was freezing, right? But when your whole body's exposed to that radiant heat, beautiful. It was warmer being naked.
True.
So did you do it?
I did, yes.
How did it feel? Tell us.
Well, it was cold at first, and it was awkward because I was wearing so much it was difficult to sort of take it off. And then running around and then looking at the sort of the moving crowd and thinking to myself, where are my clothes? Because they were over there by those people, but those people have now moved, so my landmarks were all gone. So, didn't do it for long, put it that way.
Did you find your clothes in the end?
I did. I lost the beer, though. I did lose a beer. I don't know where that one went.
Now, did you guys witness? You talked about this earlier, Cruiser. Roly setting himself on fire, but that's not what we're interested in talking about. What actually inspired from that event was. So, did you guys see someone? I think Nugby posted on the Embers page where Roly was karaokeing, was singing to the song of "I'm on Fire." That was kind of like the whole irony of the whole situation. So, inspired by that incident, I've actually designed a little quiz. So you guys want to play a little quiz?
Yeah.
To get us off?
Sure.
So this quiz is inspired by Roly's setting himself on fire, but the quiz is about theme songs about fire, or it has a title song of it in it that has fire in it. So let's begin. It's a bit of fun here. Question number 1. So what you have to do is give me the song title and the artist who performs it, okay? And bonus points if you can give us a shitty karaoke rendition of it.
Oh, wow.
So, for example, the song that Roly was singing to was "I'm on Fire" by Bruce Springsteen. Now, question number 1: give me the song title and the artist. So the whole theme is about fire or embers or whatever. So this song was released in 1957. This song sold over 1 million copies in less than 2 weeks. The lyrics, this is probably way before your time. The lyrics and tempo epitomizes the wild, energetic spirit of the 1950s that represents the intense emotions of love and desire, capturing the explosive nature of falling head over heels for someone.
Burning Love, Elvis Presley.
No. This song is also known, come from biblical references that fire symbolizes the presence of God.
I've got it.
And was...
I've got it. I asked the source of the original question, and the source is just thinking about the answer as we speak. Mate, that's got to be Jerry Lee Lewis' Great Balls of Fire.
Correct. You're right. Yeah, I was going to say it was also used in Top Gun, Maverick, and a few other movies.
Change off the reasoning model.
Yeah, you're right.
Top
Top Gun.
Gun. Rows. That doesn't think about the answer. There we go.
Are you cheating there, Peter?
I'm cheating.
My brain's not working, so...
Released in 1989 from the album Everything, it became the #1 hit in 9 countries, including Australia, Sweden, UK, and USA. Now, this song has been covered by many musical artists, including Australian boy band Human Nature and the British girl group
Eternal Flame.
Yeah, and who sang it?
Bangles? Well, they didn't. That was the original.
It was.
It was it? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, 1989. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, who do you think was the original cover for the song?
I don't know. It's just been done that many times. I mean, I think Body Jar did it as well.
Yeah.
Would you have accepted Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor, which was also released in 1989, became a hit in 9 countries and covered by musical artists across generations?
That's true too, yeah. But it doesn't have anything to do with flame or fire, does it?
And it's not the name of a theme camp.
Yeah, it's just theme camp.
Well, I mean, there's a theme camp looking for a new name I hear. Reset could be Nothing Compares to You. Oh, no, it doesn't work.
That seems mighty personal. No, we've got. Anyway, let's keep going.
Released in 1983 from the album Speaking in Tongues, this song was inspired by the concert goers at a Parliament Funkadelic concert. Reached number 9 on the US Billboard and number 94 on the Australian Singles Chart in 1984. They are a timeless classic now, reflecting the rebellious spirit of the 1980s. This song explores the notion of fighting fire with fire in a way to destroy something that has been trapped in you.
Burning down
the song
the house.
also offers the idea.
Burning Down the House by the Talking Heads.
Yes, you're right.
I didn't realise it was inspired by a funkademic crowd. Ooh,
As you read your ChatGPT.
I don't know the words.
Yeah, it provides the idea of being trapped or something, like burning down the house. Yeah, cleansing it for the heart and the soul.
And it teaches us, it reminds us that when the roof is on fire, don't call fart, dance harder.
Love that.
Right, released in 2012, so this is more of a recent one from the album Girl on Fire. The song reached number 11. Anyone know this?
It's Alicia Keys.
What's the song?
Girl on Fire.
Yes, from the same album. She named it. Yeah.
I was like, that's a trap.
Oh my god.
Yay, I got one. There was no ChatGPT there.
Yeah, kind of inspirational song. Yeah, talks about.
We listened to that coming in, I think.
Yeah,
possibly
illustrates the qualities of women, attitude, and strength of all women going through hard times, I guess.
Happy to represent us. Yeah. Single representation. All right.
Okay, released in 2012. In 2011 from the album 21, reached number 1 on the US Billboard's Hot 100 and number 11 here in Australia. The song is about being in a relationship where there are red flags around, and yet you still love that person even though you're separated. This song is a pop power ballad with lush instrumental.
It's not that annoying. It's not Kings of Leon or.
No.
Is it Taylor Swift?
It's a power ballad. So
is it
swelling strings
by
of
Adele?
Arrangement. Sorry,
by Adele.
Yeah. What's the song?
Let me think through my memory here. Set Fire to the Rain.
I can see.
Yes.
Is that right? My favourite
It is
of
right.
Adele's music.
Yeah.
She's a good artist.
Okay, the next one. Released in 1989 from the album Stormfront. Reached number 1 and number 2 here in Australia. The lyrics list significant events between 1949 and 1989.
Oh, it's Billy Joel. We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah, quite a great song actually.
It's a good one.
Political, but
I think we're starting a playlist.
Yeah, there should be a playlist.
We're starting a playlist here. We need to have like a set. Maybe Saturday, 6 p.m.
Someone needs to rewrite that song to be burner specific with current world events.
We could do that. I think, it's a good idea.
Could use some AI to do that. Easy. Now you've got an idea.
AI, Spotify
This one is a
integration,
recent
so
one
you
as
can-
well. They released in 2010 from the album Teenage Dream. Reached number 1 in the US and number 3 here. It's got uplifting lyrics and explosive chorus. This empowering pop anthem celebrates individuality.
Firework,
It's Katy Perry. Yeah, Firework. There you go. Very good.
Yeah. What do you guys reckon of that song? Does it empower individuality? Is that something like self-expression? Is that
It does.
Is it
If you
anthem
take
for
it,
these
if you,
burners?
if you take it off the radio on maximum rotation and listen to it as an individual piece of music, yes, why not? But otherwise, it's annoying.
It is. Overplayed, maybe. Okay, just got a couple more. Released in 1972, this song reached platinum certification, selling over 1 million copies and number 2 in the US billboards and Australia as well, giving the recording artist their 40th and final top 10 hits in the Billboard charts. News during the Miss Universe 2010 swimsuit competition, this song was also featured in the Lilo and Stitch movie, the new one and the original one, and remixed in the Circus du Soleil show Viva Elvis.
Oh, so it's Burning Love then, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I love that song.
Waiting for me to finish it, or just wasn't sure about that song.
I just was.
It's an old song, classic though.
My ex-wife's brother's wedding song, wedding dance. Really cool.
Memorable.
Okay, this last one I think you'll get. Released in 1987 from the album Diesel and Dust. This song is a politically charged rock song that addresses the displacement of Indigenous Australians from the lands. Reaching number 6 in the Aussie charts, but number 17 in the US.
There's a burning.
Beat me to it.
Jinx. Nice work.
Well done.
Are we right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of
By
course.
Midnight Oil.
Oh,
Midnight Oil, yeah.
Yes, well done.
nice work.
Well, these are just some of the themes and some of the. I guess if we don't call it Embers, maybe we can call it something else. They've got heaps of ideas there from all these great songs and lyrics.
Yeah, I think the theme of this podcast is
let's-
definitely that the ember still glows. As Roly said after the event, the ember still glows. And it was evident in the fire pits, it was evident in the music, evident in the starting of the new camps. I think it's very exciting times.
My Spotify playlist.
Your Spotify playlist.
Yes.
The Spotify playlist is literally called Embers Hall Girl DJ. I should rename it Alicia Mayhem, but that's what it was. That's
But
fine.
you know in your heart who it is.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was okay. Let's take another quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, I'm Warren. I'm originally from Perth, Western Australia, and I did my first burn at Blazing Swan. I did that for 5 years at Camp Unicorn Power, and now I'm pleased to have my first New South Wales burn with the Devon Lounge, and loving it.
Oh, yeah, Robin Trips. That's my my paddock name. I went to my first burning seed in 2014, and then I went back again in 2015. I didn't go in 2016 because it got flooded out, but they had some backup burns, and one of them was called Waterworld Overflow, and I went to that one. And then I went again in 2017 to Burning Seed, 2018 and 2019, and then I went back again in 2023, and here I am at Embers.
Good evening, fine humans. This is Viking coming to you all the way from Melbourne. I'd like to put a shout out to every single one of the beautiful people that have made this place absolutely spectacular. It's amazing the amount of energy that just gets poured into this space by trippers, for trippers, and for the greater good of all, and all and sundry in between. So folks, thank you kindly, you're all fucking wonderful, and I'll look forward to seeing you at the next event. You are fucking magical, everyone. Cheers.
Hi, good morning from sunny Australia. It's a bit chilly right now. My name is Patrice. Last night I realised that it is important to keep all the heat inside your body. So you hear the top of your head, you got to keep it nice and warm because all the heat goes out of the top of your head. But you also need to keep your feet warm to maintain that energy, or not the energy, rather to maintain the heat within your container. Otherwise, if you have a cold head or cold feet, all that heat's just going to go out and you're going to freeze to death. Womp womp. That is my wisdom to you. Enjoy your nuggets.
Hi there, my name is Tash, also known as the Festival Grinch, reporting to you from Embers Not-A-Burn. Just want to say, make sure you party hard, party safe, and look good while you're doing it. Woo!
So my name's Jimmy, I'm from Sydney. I run Swaycation, and my message to all the burners is to keep looking out for each other and yourselves.
Chanting, calling out here from Into the Valley, sending lots of love, and also just talking now about reclaiming and rewriting, owning past traumas and rewriting them as your beautiful, vibrant, celebratory selves. Thank you. Love you all.
This is Roly. I've been here for, well, this will be my this will be my fourth burn. And I'm on a mission to find the phone I lost last night.
It's Mr. Clifton Wilson coming into you hot from Embers 2025. I got my girl here. Say hello to the crowd.
Hey yo!
Oh man, what a shout out that is, eh? Gets the people going. Yeah! Yeah, we're out here on a fine Sunday afternoon. Sun shining, people are happy, smiles about. People are looking a little dusty as well. A big night out last night. Oh man, that was a fun one, wasn't it? Hey, we had a good time out there. That was a good one. And today I think it's good action for some sauna action. That sounds nice. Yeah, maybe make up some banh mi's later. Oh yeah. Well, hey, this is CJ over and out. Have a great burn, everybody.
Oh, it's recording. Hey, it's Randy Randables. Look out for me on the paddock today, and I'll deliver all your baby faces a little mustache. Can't wait to see you out there. And stick on a stash on that little cute face of yours. Love, Randy Randables.
I would like to be the part of the change I want to see in the world. I'm Beris. I'm Peace from Turkey. From Earth.
Hello, I'm Creatrix. I'm from Sydney, and I've been burning since 2019. I'm the art lead for Third Degree, and I think what is pretty fucking awesome about burning for me, burning did change my life, and I think that what is really awesome for me about burning is the community, the culture, and the art. And when you combine the three of those together and build communal art on site, that for me is when the magic happens. And I love the shenanigans and the pranks and the crazy shit that you encounter at 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't get that anywhere else. So yeah, love burning, love the community. It's my place, my people.
Hello burners, this is Rumble in New South Wales. Just want to say I love you all, and I hope you're having fun on the paddock. Giddy up.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Asha. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I'm really grateful to be here and connect with this land and this new family. I celebrate us in gathering and connecting overall, like beyond the differences, and sharing our heart and expressing ourselves in our authentic expression. Thank you.
This is Rob Pritchard coming from Wiseman's Ferry, and got a lovely day. Snowed overnight, but it's come good today. We're just doing the pack down. Lovely weekend, lovely people. And we'll see you next time. Go Embers Burn.
Keep doing the work so we can keep on burning, because we all deserve this more than anything. It's worth every minute of it. It's always worth it. Felipe sending love to everyone. And yeah, you're all amazing.
Cool, and we're back. Okay, let's give us some shout-outs.
Shout out to like every person that I interacted with because you guys made this event for me. I can't wait to do more. And honestly, it was the people that made this for me. The weather was terrible. You know, the drive was long, but the random interactions I had with every single person that I spoke to was just beautiful and memorable, and I'll never forget it. And I look forward to seeing those people in the future. Again and again and again.
100%. And you will. That's the beauty. If you
I know,
come
right?
to the
I know,
burn,
yeah.
you will actually see some familiar faces. And I think, you know, to this idea that we sort of have of coming back as a return burn, and hopefully with getting some momentum with some more events that are happening. We've had a bunch of burning pubs. So there was one in Sydney. I went up to the one in Newcastle on the weekend as well. And there's a Central Coast one happening, I believe, next weekend. So there's a lot of events, and I think some theme camps even organising some fundraiser parties. So I hope that we might even get some more return burners enticed to come back to us with big open arms and open hearts, and just full of love to see everyone. And of course, our Embers, what are we called? Emberites? I've seen that thrown around. I'm not really sure, but...
Well, is Embers, is this the start of something ongoing with Embers? Because Embers was the Burning Seed replacement.
That is a good question.
So next year, is it Burning Seed or is it another Renegade, because Burning Seed will get cancelled?
Only
I think
time
we
will
can
tell.
look forward to another similar event, if not a bigger event next.
Well, Third Degree is coming up in
so
early
Third Degree is happening
September.
in the beginning of September. It's going to be an amazing event near Sydney, and it will be an official burn, so that you don't have to discuss whether it is or not. It is undoubtedly an official burn. And of course, Mr. Rascal is organising an event in 2 weeks up in Elands for anyone that wants to join the Rascal verse. And then I guess you have to wait until next year for the next New South Wales burn.
Oh, we'll look forward to it keenly.
I thought this burn was, to use the term, psychedelic, because it actually mind manifested a lot of things, a lot of good stuff that's coming out from it. One of the things that I want to mention is probably, talking about shenanigans and fuckery, is that there's going to be a lampshade kind of workshop.
Yes.
You guys, so, stuff like that. Just another cult being formed. Jez's workshop that's going to come in, I think, in August. So a lot of things to look forward to, and people just manifesting other ideas, because it was invigorating. It was it was restoring this Embers experience to me.
Absolutely, seeing Jeremy walk around as a lamp and a bunch of people as lamps was
very cultish,
also...
right? It's like, who are these unusual people?
It was just pure joy for me, just pure joy.
It makes sense as a hat. It makes sense. It's really, you've got a hat that makes light. I love it.
To me, it was just seeing a lamp moving across, the middle of the night. You just like tumbled out of a tent or something, or some music, and then
Tarsha, when you saw that, was it a light bulb moment?
It was. Oh goodness! Yes.
It was for me. So I'm going to the workshop.
Like that. Yes, the workshop sounds awesome. Yeah. Yeah,
and just people just wanted to catch up, And we recently had Vivid in Sydney, and people just straight afterwards they just went, just to caught up. A lot of connections, reconnections. Well, it's actually impressive burn, considering that we lost Seed, and
really brought the community back together. Yeah.
I was very honoured to be a part of it.
Did I?
Yes. As
Ember
a
still glows.
All right. Any last words? You guys want to say anything before we wrap it up?
Just thank you to everyone for making it happen, for being there, for being a part of it, literally for making it, because we can't do it without each other.
The gratitude of just everyone who did what they did, and just, even if they didn't do anything, they were just being themselves.
Yeah.
You have my gratitude.
100%.
And thank you, Stevan, for giving us the opportunity to share these stories with amongst ourselves and to any listeners. This is a real blessing and privilege. So thank you for organising this.
Yes. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
And thanks to the amazing PY, who's been sitting, working hard to ensure that everyone can hear us. And oh, sorry, I shouldn't break the third wall.
Nobody's here. What are we talking about? That must be a ghost.
Awesome, guys. So we've said it. It was a pleasurable burn. It was a burn, not a festival, but to me, it's still adventurous camping.
A festival of sorts.
Yeah,
in the true sense. In a
festival of burning and fuckery.
That's how you're going to pitch it to your friends.
Yeah.
What kind of festival is that? Bring water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
We'll talk soon. Can't wait to see you
soon.
guys again.
Thanks, Ben.
Awesome.
See ya.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Thanks to my guest hosts, Cruiser, Peter, Tarsha, and Cris, who unfortunately had some bad connection problems and had to drop out. Thank you all for listening, and well, we'll end this episode with some more burner voice messages and some Jesus Christ jokes, I think. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Pi from Newcastle, and happy burn to everybody.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I believe that the 10 principles are great, but we only need one principle, and that is, if you're doing too much, we're doing it wrong.
All right. Okay, so we got Neil here, aka Tangent. We were intending to do Red Earth Radio at Burning Seed this year, and obviously things kind of fell apart, but actually very happy, I have to say, with how everything's come together in the end. I think it really shows how much everyone in the community loves what they do and care about each other and understand the value in bringing some gifts and sharing. So we got Space Queen. Yeah, we're sitting behind this the space bar at the moment. I'm not sure where the space bar boys are at, but we're in the Octagon, which has just become a bit of a open space for anybody to jam and jump on the decks or do a workshop. And we've got James Best at the moment on the decks, giving us some nice tunes to ease back into the evening after a somber Sunday temple burn. And there's a nice bubbling energy. I'm surprised to see people have still got plenty of juice left. Want to savour the most they can on the rest of the weekend. Kanga's here holding up a 18 plus sign at the bar, always keeping things responsible. Yeah, bar closed. Nah. But we've got my good friend Kanga here has been running the decks here for a long time over the weekend, and it's his first burn. Long time doofer, first time burner. We used to live together for many years, and I've always wanted to welcome him to become part of the scene and show him how we do and invite him into the family. And it's been lovely to see.
Pretty much converting him.
Yeah.
Not a cult.
Looking pretty converted though, yeah. And even if it is a cult, then it's okay.
To my burner friends, new ones, old ones, beautiful connections, I have big love for the shenanigans, the fun, the smiles, the giggles, and the tears and hard times. Thanks for being there. Thanks for the love. Love you guys.
Did you state your name?
I didn't. Okay. Laura.
I'm Cris. I'm from Manly. I'm still trying to wake myself up.
Hello, my name's Alex. I'm from Sydney, northern Sydney, and I'm here at Embers 2025. I have been to a number of burns. I've been to Seed 3 times and a couple of smaller ones. Very happy to be back in the burn Seed, the burn circle. It's been since 2019. But this time we've brought I'm here with my family and 4 other families, and across the group there's very few people that have been to an event like this before, so it's very interesting to see how people are responding, how my friends are responding, particularly how the kids are responding. But I think there's just so many great things, that lessons, ways of life, principles we can adopt from something such as this to take into our broader lives. And I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm having a lot of fantastic conversations, and I'm inspired to create my own theme camp one day under the moniker of the Raucous Porpoise Caucus. So keep an eye out, folks.
No, I don't. I'm Ned, and I'm from Newcastle, and I am completely stumped as to what I should say. But at least the fire's warm. My ass is cooking. Over and out.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and there's a chicken cooking in the embers of the burn fire. That's all from me.
Hey, this is Amanda LeMay. Just want to say to all of you gorgeous people out there, you're all awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay connected. Stay loving. Keep creating what you're creating. There's a lot of good stuff we can keep doing. I'm excited for the future. That's it.
I'm Teresa, aka Kinkabell, and I am from, I'm living on a Wabaka country, but I'm a Yuin Walbunja woman, and here I am in this beautiful place. Pretty happy to be here. Just bought a game out here called Observation. I thought about it 3 weeks ago and printed it and figured out how to do some electronics. It's the first time I've done my own electronics. Usually I rely on other people. Jeremy is always the first person that I call on, Jeremy Funky. And he's so great to work with because he's one of those people who never ever says no to me. So I say to him, Jeremy, I have this great idea. And of course they're all great ideas, right? And he says, cool. So let me tell you how that would work. And then he goes through all the process of telling me how it might work. And then I'm like, nah, let's not. But sometimes we do make the things and it is worth it. But this one was actually quite simple and I figured out it by myself with Hamish Mears, Liana's partner. He was my guiding light who assisted me even one time at 3 a.m. when I sent him a text saying, okay, I've gotten to this point, but how do I wire it from here? And I couldn't figure that bit out. And he even spoke to me at that time of the day. So that is how I managed to get there, which is always the way of knowing where there are some incredible skills and feeling okay to call on them so that you can actually try something that you've never tried before. And to me, that is really one of those things where you figure out how you can dream way bigger when we have each other. And it comes to a saying that I often say, which is that we can only dream as big as the community that will support us. And that's what I just love about this community.
All right, guys, you're tuned in to
Bonzaar podcast. We have 7 new episodes coming up. We're going to be dropping them once a week for the next 7 weeks, and I've just been told that I've been cut. I'm not allowed to say this. They're taking the microphone away from me. I'm sorry, but it had to be said. Goodbye.
Hello, I am Carmen, and I don't go by the name Carmen. I go by the name Cheese because I am the queen. Well, actually, I'm the angel of cheese. See, once upon a time, before Jesus Christ and God, there was Jesus Christ. He blessed everyone with the yummy goodness of cheese. I worked for him in a loyal subject of an angel. I wear this angel hat. It is made out of cheese. And now I go around giving people joy. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of joy into your world. What did the cheese say to itself in the mirror? Hello, me. You look good. What did the other cheese say to itself in the mirror? I'm just getting fatter and fatter. I'm just getting fatter and fatter. Okay. If you thought those jokes were good, wait until you hear my good jokes. How do you get a bear out of its cage with cheese? Come on, bear. Come on, bear. Come on, bear. This is a very sad story to be laughing about. What happened after the glorious cheese factory got blown up? No, sorry, what was left? Nothing much, just debris. Okay, well, hope my jokes weren't too cheesy, and I hope they will be fabulous and, whatchamacallit? I keep on forgetting my last line. Well, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this. Legendary. I hope my jokes were legendary. If you get it, then yeah. Subscribe, leave a like, put on the bell just to, turn on notifications. Because this podcast rules. It is set on fire. And I think you guys should listen to all these podcasts because it is amazing. It might even be better to listen to than cheese. Well, anyways, bye-bye.
I'm on fire.